Welcome to dkNET, the NIDDK Information Network. dkNET serves the needs of basic and clinical researchers by providing seamless access to large pools of data relevant to the mission of the National Institute of Diabetes, Digestive, and Kidney Diseases, NIDDK. In this video, we give you a brief overview of how you can use dkNET to search for research resources that would be relevant to your research. By research resources, we mean materials such as organisms or cell lines, information such as protocols, and data sets that are available through the dkNET website. There are two parts to the dkNET information system. The first, which you're looking at now, is the dkNET webpage. You should come here to learn about community events, training opportunities, tools and services, and general information about the project. However, for today, we're going to spend most of our time in the dkNET portal. It's through the dkNET portal that you can access the databases that contain information about the research resources that you might require. So to get started, we're going to take you to the dkNET portal, which you can access through the Search dkNET button. Clicking to that brings you into the dkNET data portal. I'm going to go through some of the high-level features of the portals and show you how I can use it. More detailed topics will be covered in separate tutorials. Through the dkNET portal, you can search data resources that are relevant to your community. In this case, these are databases that were produced through funding by the NIDDK to produce general software tools, data, and materials that are relevant to NIDDK's mission. The dkNET portal is divided into three separate sections: community resources, something called more resources, and the literature. Community resources searches the databases that I just described. If you'd like to learn which specific community resources are available, you click on the Data Sources tab over here, and it gives you a listing of the databases and the type of information that will be available through dkNET. You can see that it covers a wide range of resources such as plasmids, antibodies, expression data, protocols, images, and other information like funding opportunities and projects that have already been funded. Currently, these are the data sets that are available through the Community Resource Portal. The More Resources tab contains over 200 databases that cover various topics in biomedicine. While I'm giving you a tour of the dkNET portal, we will explore both the Community Resources and More Resource tabs. Literature will be covered in a separate tutorial, but basically the Literature tab lets you search across the abstracts in PubMed and also the full text articles that are contained in PubMed Central. And there are some advanced features for sorting and reviewing the literature that we will go over at that time. The main page of the dkNET portal provides you help in getting started and features that you can use to help search. We also will use this to let you know what's new and the current status of the dkNET portal. But basically, the idea of dkNET is that you can search across all of these community resources and the hundreds of additional databases and the literature through a single query interface. So to get started, I'm going to type in a term, generally a broad term, just to let you know what's available. So let's start with kidney. You'll notice immediately that there's a pull-down menu that has various options that autocomplete on the word kidney. We'll talk a little bit about the semantic capabilities that underlie search within the dkNET portal. Basically, they make sure that when you select a term, you can search for synonyms and other sorts of variants. Again, we will cover that in a separate tutorial. So I select kidney and I hit on the search icon, and it takes me into the portal. The first thing you'll notice is that these three tabs are still available, and since we're in the Community Resources tab, it is highlighted in this lighter orange. Within the Community Resources, there are various categories, and they are displayed in this menu over here. There are materials, there are funding-related databases, there are protocols, data sets that are available and also organisms. When you hover over it, it gives you an idea of what subcategories might also be available. So for example, in the organisms category, we have databases that deal with mice and rats. Let's spend a little time in the materials category. In the Materials tab, you can see information about antibodies, embryonic stem cell lines, PCR primers, and vectors. These subcategories are also displayed over here in the left navigation menu, along with the number of results that are available in each category for your particular query. So we queried for the term kidney, and we've returned 741 antibodies and 20 vectors, no embryonic stem cell lines from the sources we have available, and no PCR primers. There are, however, options to find these categories in our other resources, which I will show you in a moment. The dkNET portal is organized according to data source. So in this case, in the materials, we see that there are 4 sources that are being pulled: the Nuclear Receptor Atlas, or Signaling Atlas, or NERSA, the Antibody Registry, the Beta Cell Biology Consortium, and AdGene plasmids. You can also see these results and these sources listed here. If you'd like to find out a little bit more information about them, you can click on the term and it will show you a description of what that resource is and also other information about it. That is opened in a separate tab. So when I'm clicking back and forth, I'm actually selecting the tabs at the top of my browser window. dkNET is organized as a data federation. That is, while we provide a unified search portal and interface to search across all these many different databases, the databases themselves are maintained by individual organizations and individuals around the web. Thus, when you explore a database, such as the vectors database coming from AdGene, when you find something that may be of interest to you, we take you to the source database so that you can explore that resource more thoroughly. So here, for example, we're taking you to the record in the AdGene database. So notice again that that query that we executed, it takes you right to the page that has those search results. But usually the source databases provide additional tools, and in this case, if you actually wish to purchase this particular vector, it gives you information on how to do so. So we make it easy to browse these resources, again, to make them all look the same. Now we're going to go over a few of the display and search features that make it easy to explore dkNET and find what you're looking for.